Hello, my lovelies. We already know that an interval is the oral distance between two notes. Today we're going to talk about the so-called perfect intervals. This is part 1, unison and octaves.
I can hear it now. Na, 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 na.
Unison is probably the easiest to explain. If you're singing or playing the exact same note as another person, that's unison. Do. By the way, unison group singing is the best way to build your confidence before branching out on your own. Even if it's just singing along with your favorite songs, it's great to try, and even better if you can involve your friends. Leave a comment down below if you know of any good groups in your area that might get together and just sing in unison, the same notes at the same time. Perfect. Similar voices singing together will tend to gravitate towards singing the same note as each other. But if you've got higher voices and lower voices singing together, what tends to happen is that they will start to sing an octave or sometimes even 2 octaves apart. Do. An octave apart is also considered perfect. There's that word again. Why do we call these intervals perfect? You might have heard about a guy called Pythagoras at maths in school. He's the one with the right angled triangle thing. The guy was really into his math. He was the first person credited with systematically figuring out why certain intervals sound the way that they do, mathematically speaking. But it could have been Eratosthenes or even someone else, I don't know. Google it. We can easily understand why a unison would be termed perfect because it's all about matching frequency. What is frequency? Well, all sound is created by vibrations or oscillations in the air, picked up by our ears and decoded by our brains. If we look at this ukulele string, when we pluck it, we can see it's moving back and forth really fast. The number of times it does that in a second, the frequency of vibrations, that's what we hear as pitch. Basic version, fewer oscillations means a lower pitch and a higher rate of oscillation means a higher pitch. So, back to mathematics for a moment. A unison is exactly the same frequency as itself, but what makes an octave perfect? Back to the ukulele string, it's a bit easier to see. If I play this string, then stop half the string from vibrating exactly halfway, that's an octave. Without getting too bogged down in the physics, by halving the length of this string, I've made it vibrate at double the frequency, making it sound an octave higher. Bottom line, if there is a ratio of 2 to 1 between two different frequencies, you've got an octave. This note is A440. It's the A that's produced when we hear 440 oscillations every second. This note is still an A, but that's A220, 1 octave lower than A440 because it's half the frequency. Still confused? Don't worry. If you can hear it, you can understand it well enough to make music. Let's do some practice. If I sing a note and you match it, you're singing in unison with me. Do. If you can't match the note but you can sing at the octave, do, then do that. We'll practice with a nice slow do, re, mi 3 times in a row. Do, re, mi, do, re, mi, do, re, mi. Great. Now, the same thing, but if you sang in unison, try it an octave or even 2 octaves away. Do, re, mi, do, re, mi, do, re, mi. I hope you enjoyed exploring unison and octaves with me today. If you did, please give it a like by hitting that thumbs up button down below. Subscribe if you want to see more, and you can even hit the bell to be notified of new videos as they come out. Happy music making! Bye!